football stadium, the Vegas version of the black hole. Take a look at some renderings of what it's going to look like. It's insane. It's basically a nightclub at a football game. It stretches the length of the end zone, reportedly 42 televisions, 10-foot LED screens, not one, 2 DJ booths, a 40,000-watt sound system. I don't know 45,000 from 2, but that sounds like a lot. Premium bottle service, obviously lots of couches, my favorite part. So I had a few thoughts on the Raiders nightclub, if you will. Number one, that kind of club can't even handle me right now. Number two, if I cover a Raiders game, I hope to be doing it in that club. Number three, suddenly a Raiders fan, join the club. And number four, if our producer Sam Pepper has a little argument with his wife and goes to a Raiders game, he'll be Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Club. I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I've gone too far. This is very cool. I'm so excited. Hope to get there someday.
What just happened?
Go ahead, Bob.
How are you going to follow that, Wilds?
I don't know. I'm going to try my best. I'll try my best. Hey, Carmelo, now the NBA's 10th leading scorer of all time. The Blazers presented him with some cool shirts. It says Melo, but with a 10. Lovely scene. And a little Nerf hoop. Oh, it seems kind of odd. I was like, I don't know. It's a little Nerf hoop you can put on the back of your door. And I'm like, why didn't they really go all out? Here's why. Nick, as you know, NBA historian, Melo only 72 points away from moving up to number 9. So, savvy move by the Blazers. Will he get there? With 3 games to go, he'd have to average about 24 points a game. Strong maybe, but you wouldn't want to have to, take everything down, invest in another Nerf hoop.
Smart.
So, savvy move by the Blazers, save some money. Just go with a Nerf hoop, nothing like a big gold plaque or anything. Good move.
I think he comes up just short this year, Wilds. Just short.
Yeah.
You know where he could celebrate, Wilds, if he does hit the milestone. Jenna, club. Okay,
in that
sorry.
club?
Time for drawing a blank.
That club can't hold you, Jenna.
Oh, yes, it can. Let's start with Tom Brady, the GOAT, already doing the unthinkable. I got it, Nick. Winning Super Bowl at age of 43. Forgot some words in there. It might just be the beginning of the Bucs, the beginning with the Bucs, though. His general manager, Jason Light, saying Tom can, quote, play until he's 50 if he wants to. All right, Brandon, Jason Light's comments are blank.
I should have said, yeah, right. I mean, this is doing too much. I mean, who wants to see an old, broken down GOAT? That's what we'll be watching if Tom Brady plays till he's 50. Nobody wants to see this. I once went on vacation and rented this little house right on the mountain in St. Bart, and there was like 3 little goats in the backyard. And there was 2 little ones that was taken off, and then the third one was just old and crusty. And I was like, oh, poor little goat. You can tell that was the one that everybody used to follow and everybody loved, but he just couldn't move anymore. That's what we'll be watching, is an old, broken down goat. But, Nick, I kind of like this if it could happen, because it will drive you absolutely crazy for the next 7 years.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to move forward and not be distracted by the picture Brandon painted of the old goats and the young goats and St. Bart who was on a cliff. It sounds beautiful. Because the last point you made, Brandon, is the right one. This is my nightmare. Like, the idea that Tom Brady could be in my life for 7 more years after what has happened over the last 9 months, I can't. You know how, Wilds, people have that recurring dream? They're still in school. They didn't go to class. They have an exam. It's like, oh, my God, I didn't even know I would sign up for that class. That dream everybody has, or something similar to it. That has been the manifestation of that in real life has been Tom Brady's last 5 years in the NFL, where every year he gives me ample evidence he's cooked, and then at the end of the year somehow isn't, even though he is. He throws 3 second-half interceptions, but he wins. If he's going to keep playing, I am going to consider a career change. So it is my nightmare, Wild, because it should have been done with this when Belichick was done with him. Now we're talking about Tom Brady's 5th and 6th acts, and I'm just not here for it. I am absolutely unequivocally not here for it, Wild.
TV needs you.
Yeah.
TV needs you. Don't do it, man.
He's gonna drive me into retirement.
Okay. Well, you know, I've had that dream. I had that dream. I was in a hammock in St. Bart's on this hillside, and I had some tuna ceviche, and I was having a margarita. Brandon, if you're telling a story about goats, you don't need to mention you're at St. Bart's. You could just say I saw these 3 goats, but I appreciate the full story. My answer is GM trash talk. GM trash talk. We see a lot of trash talk between players in the offseason, even during the games. Rarely do we see, you know, shots fired GM to GM. Here's Jason Light. Bruce and I did mention to him being Tom Brady, leading up to the draft, that we might take a quarterback. We would do that with any great quarterback, let alone the GOAT. Oh, shots fired, Goot and Goose. They ended up drafting Florida's Kyle Trask, but that is a straight shot across the bow to Mr. Goot and Goose, who's going through his own problems in Green Bay. So well done. What a competitive spirit. Let Jason Light, Goot and Goose. That's a good drama.
That's right. It's good take,
NBA.
Wilds.
Good news, bad news for the Nets. Let's start with the bad. Kyrie Irving got a facial contusion after colliding with Nikola Vucevic in a win over the Bulls. Kyrie will need more x-rays today. Now for the good news, James Harden could return from his hamstring injury tonight against the Spurs. He'll be a game-time decision. But Brandon, with this team, it's one step forward, one step back. We still doesn't appear to be seeing the 3 stars in the game at the same time. But let me ask you this. Harden's potential return should have Nets fans feeling blank.
Okay, stay with me here, guys. Look, so there's a lot of producers behind a lot of these shows that you guys watch. All right, we have a few. Sam Pepper, Keta, we got Dusty, and we have even more. And sometimes, you know, you lean on these guys like, hey, help me out here. You know, with the Nets, I'm like, how do I explain to America that James Harden is everything? He came in, he sacrificed, and then he took the Nets to a whole nother level. Well, Brandon, what about KD? Brandon, what about Kyrie? No, that is the guy. That is the reason why this team will win it. So what do I say? What is my word? And so I lean on Sam Pepper, who's one of our producers, a guy who's helped me out so much in my first year on the show, and he sends me a note. He says, Brandon, here's what you say. Vroom, vroom. He says, vroom, vroom.
What?
You know what the sound is, folks. That is the Nets engine start. Sam Pepper, what is vroom, vroom? You want me to come on national TV and tell America that the word is vroom, vroom? What? Vroom, vroom. Anyways, James Harden is the key. No, I told him I was going to do it, and he gave me the okay. He told me I can do it, but vroom, vroom, Nick?
His point is he's the engine of the car. He's what makes the car run. And so I support Sam Pepper. I disagree with you attacking him for giving you a great answer. My answer is anxious. And here's why they should be feeling anxious. Because Harden is the engine that has made this thing go. This Nets team has not been a great team despite a ton of talent without him. With him, they were, what, 27-7, I think, in his 34 games played. And Wilds, anybody that has never really been injured before, the injury took him out way longer than expected. When they thought he was coming back, they're like, nope, he has to reset back to his square one. I would be anxious if I were the Nets because of if he re-aggravates that hamstring, then their hopes are dashed because they have not proven to be a very good team without him. So I would say cautiously optimistic is one way to put it. Anxious is another way.
Okay.
Vroom, vroom.
My answer is vroom, vroom. So what? Hold on. He gave that to you, too? I thought that was a wild specific. This guy's out here playing both sides of the coin. My answer is crammed. This is like cramming for a playoff test. They got 3 games left. Spurs, Bulls, and Cavs. Bulls and Cavs are back-to-back. I think they take Saturday off, and then maybe, guess what we see the night before the playoffs start? Not literally, figuratively. We see all the big 3 back together for the Cavs game at Barclays. So, hey, better late than never, guys. Love it.
What happened in baseball last night? Kevin Wilde searched high and low for the weird and the wonderful. This is pretty wonderful. Yankees. Hey, how about the Yankees turning their season around? Beating the Rays last night thanks in part to this